Hey everyone, my name is Jacoby Cotton, and this channel exists to help small businesses and videographers unlock storytelling and to help people to live out their passions. And so today's video is gonna be kind of the behind the scenes of my song, Grandpa Song. And so I just wanted to talk you through the production side of it, as minimal as it was, and also just kind of like what does each line, mean? I sat down with a friend of mine. Shout out to Dave S. I don't know if he wants me to say his name out here, but man, we just talked about each line in the song because they were so curious. They wanted to dig deeper into what this song meant to me, and so I would just love to talk through each part of this song. Let's get right into it. So right here, right off the bat, we see this chain that I'm putting up on the swing. And so I wanted this to start the video off because number one was I wanted to symbolize bondage and like something holding my grandfather back. And that kind of plays out in the lyrics. But I also wanted my hand to be in there because my grandfather and I, are the last moments that we shared together, I was holding his hand. And so I wanted his hand, my hand, I wanted that to be a part of the beginning of this video to kind of paint that imagery. So that's super significant to me. So we have this rusty part and this like new part of the chain.
Let's sit back on that old porch swing.
So one of my last memories of my grandfather when he was healthy was on a porch swing. And so we played guitar, we traded songs, and we just talked about life on a porch swing, and it was just special. I asked him, how do I doodle while you play? And he said, play the E chord. And I played the E chord, and then he showed me where to put my fingers when I doodle behind him. And so that was just a special moment for me. And so I wanted that to be kind of the beginning of the video. I wanted it to kind of take place this whole video, just like you're here with me on the porch swing, hearing this story. And so yeah. My uncle, my cousin, and him.
Take me back to grandma's home.
So this is my the low right is my uncle Buddy, as we call him. It's Uncle Soren, my Aunt Missy, my mother, my Uncle Dave, and then obviously my grandpa there. So
lots of laughs,
my grandma, my aunt, my uncle, and then obviously my grandpa. So
15 a day, those Marlboro Reds.
So two things. One, production-wise, this is really funny. So if you look in the foreground, even from the very beginning of the video, it's like blown out. The sun's like shining, and that happens because in the background where I am, it's more clear. It's really hard to balance those things. So if I were to do it again, there's a couple things you could do. One, you could throw up a giant sheet to kind of hide the blown out area, or you can start closer. But I wanted this to be simple enough to where the camera can slowly come in and we don't have to worry about a ton of production. And so that was kind of my give up. But yeah, blown out on the ground there in front isn't super eye candy, but that's what we had going on. Marlboro Reds were actually not what my grandfather smoked. He smoked Marlboro Lights. There was a little thing that I would play on words that I wanted to use with Reds, but it was Lights.
You knew the day was just ahead, but please don't go away.
So when you think about grief, what's one like sentence that you would use when you've grieved somebody? Please don't go away, right? Like that was like the most raw sentence I could come up with when I was writing this song. And the reason behind that is because I believe that when a lot of people grieve, they don't want to come into grips with reality. That's how I was feeling anyway. And so that was like the most raw thing I could say is just to my grandfather, like as if I were just still on that porch swing, please don't go away, right? And so I know that if you've grieved somebody, you can relate.
The West can wait, just stay.
Right. The West is Montana. So again, like sitting on that porch swing talking to him, I didn't want him to go back to Montana. So that's why the West can wait, just stay. It was really about like that, like, Grandpa, you don't have to go back to Montana. Just stay here on this porch swing, you know.
Don't go, don't leave me behind. Have a drink now and get lost in time.
So I threw this phrase in there because my grandfather was a drinker, and so I realize in my grief, you know, it's not doing any good to sit in it too long. Much like it's not doing any good for him to continue drinking, but sometimes we really just can't get into grips with reality. And sometimes we choose the thing that maybe isn't best for us, but just wanted to give a tip of the hat to just kind of one of the things that led him down that road.
It was you and me, my grandfather. You play guitar, I'll play fly swatter.
So funny thing, there was a picture, for the longest time I have no idea where it is now, but there's a picture of me playing a fly swatter where my uncle's there, my grandpa's there, and my other uncle's there. And, you know, it's just a special, funny thing about our family. And so just a little fun memory there.
Chipper, that smile on your face.
Man, love to see my grandpa smile.
The strength in your voice, those were the days.
He was a strong man. Just when he spoke, the room would just you could hear a pin drop. Everybody wanted to listen. He was very, very, very smart. On an IQ test today, he would just be off the charts. And so, you know, he had so much strength back in the day.
So let's just play away.
Again, we're on that porch swing. Just want to play.
Facts can wait, just stay.
Just want to pretend like this isn't the reality, right? My grandpa's proud of me in this shot. Man. His smile, right? Chip with that smile on his face. Okay, so I love this shot. My dad actually had a really cool in-post idea that I didn't get a chance to do. If it was later on when Premiere Pro had released this ability to kind of remove the background, this would have been really cool. But he said, Jacoby, you should have you on the porch swing and have your grandpa in the background playing, kind of hidden behind all the things, and then get rid of all the other stuff. Almost like it would like a green screen back there, which I thought was a really good idea, but didn't get a chance to do that. If you look up here, you can see where it's kind of cut off right above my grandpa's head. You know, I wish I could have gotten rid of that. At the time, I didn't really know how to mask that part of the shot. But man, I love this shot because it's like he's still on the porch swing playing and I'm playing this guitar lead. Now this guitar lead came out of a jam sesh that I had with one of my good buddies. I haven't seen him in a long time, but he played a quick riff, and I was like, oh, what is that? Because it reminded me of an old game that I used to play called Zelda, and my grandpa would he owned this game, so he would put this game on for me, and I would play this game, and it sounds like Epona's song almost. So if you listen to Epona's song, you'll hear it in that song, what I'm talking about. He played that, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I built this lead off of that little riff plus a little bit more, and then yeah, it sounded so much like Epona's song. So I'm imagining in this moment playing this song that I've written with him. So
I still remember that final call.
yeah.
Meet around the corner, don't worry at all.
He literally said that.
The giant hand I held when I was 9 was just as big on that final night. I wish I could get just one day back to hear your voice the way you laugh. So please don't go away.
The mouth was a little off right there.
Words can say.
So yeah, so this song was all produced with James Adkins, and so thanks to him. But you know, in this part of the song, everything kind of drops down, right? Like lack of electric guitar, you know, light on acoustic, voice comes down because it's like, okay, I gotta come into reality with, you know, my grandpa's passing. I gotta move on. I gotta understand really what happened.
You don't have to go.
Little falsetto.
Fill your shoes with mine.
So true. Like, so often when we're grieving somebody, we think, how can I fill their shoes? You know, we can't. We have our own shoes. We have our own
Jesus
shoes
made right where
that God's
you
given
went
us. All right, so we have right here. This is the best part of the whole video, right? So sad, right? Trying not to live in this reality. We're taking down the chain. Taking down the chain. Why? Why are we taking down the chain? Because Jesus makes right all that we have done wrong when we choose to trust in him. And so that's the why behind taking down this chain, because the chains that my grandpa put on with alcohol and, you know, smoking and all the things that he's done in his life, he put on Jesus. He accepted Jesus, and so we get to take this chain off, right?
That doesn't change that you're still gone.
Well, baby, me here out last Saturday night. Hit my hair piled high and baby looked just right. Pick me up, I ain't having home or two. How long was I gonna do? But that's alright, cause you're looking as good to me.
I love my grandpa so much. I still have family members that haven't watched this because of how hard it is. But a little bit of, at the very end where I kind of put the guitar down, that was, I think, one of James' favorite parts of producing the song was, you know, that the sound design behind that happening. And we did that a few times to make sure that it happened the right way. But I just wanted it to feel like grief feels, right? Like boom, it's done. it doesn't end nice and soft, right? Like, we all want that, fall asleep in our bed, you know, and die that way. But, you know, death is a lot like that. Like, boom, it's done. And so, man, I just want to say, if you're grieving somebody, you're not alone. Man. And I hope that you can find people in your life that can help you walk through that grief. But honestly, it's just a great way that I use my giftedness, my passion, to really just honor my grandfather. And writing that song was really healthy for me because I could just get it all out. And I wanted to tell my grandpa's story, right? That was really what it came down to. I wanted to tell his story. And I think that story is super powerful in videography, in our small businesses. And I think that when we're vulnerable and we say, okay, I'm going to share my story, people buy in. They're like, yeah, I want to be a part of that. And so with all that being said, if you're looking for a videographer in the area, please reach out to me. Or if you're a videographer and you would love to, collab on a project, would love to do that as well. But let me know. I have like 18 subscribers right now on YouTube. Let me know who you are in the comments, because I'd love to build this community. I want a place where I can share some of my story and help you guys do the same. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.